All right, so this is part 2 of this week's 3rd grade videos. So let's look at page 30. At the top of page 30 has our dynamics, okay? Also, just a reminder, if you haven't done that worksheet on the page and sent it to me, I've only gotten a couple. So if you haven't done that, send it to me because I want to make sure we're on the right track with our reading and our notation and the music. So send that in to me this week. If you can print it if you need to, or you can take a screenshot if you have a computer or an iPad or some other kind of tablet. You might be able to take a screenshot, and then you can use markup to just write on that, and then you can email that to me. So however works for you, that would be great if you could get that done. Okay, so on the next page, there it goes over the dynamics. So just a reminder, I know we've done this together, but forte means loud, mezzo forte means medium loud, and then piano means soft, and mezzo piano means medium soft or a little bit soft. So just kind of remind yourself of those dynamics. And then the things that look like big, greater than, or less than symbols is kind of a picture of what your sound should be doing. So if it's starting with the open end and getting smaller, then that means that your sound should be getting softer, and vice versa. So just take a look at that. And then let's do Oh Susanna, which is at the top of page 31. And you'll notice that Oh Susanna has 2 eighth notes before the first full measure starts. So you can do that counting when you count to 3 before you start instead of counting to 4. And if you look at the last measure, you'll see that it's missing the 4th beat because it shows up at the beginning. All right, so let's try Oh Susanna. Let's read the notes first. So it starts on what note? D, right? And then it's going up the scale. D, E, F sharp, A, B, A, F sharp, D, E, F sharp, E, D, E. And then if you look, it basically starts over again, and the only part that's different is the last couple notes. So the second measure of the second line is F sharp, E, E, D instead of E, D, E. So look for that because it means that you have less to play. And if you look at the end, the last 4 measures are the same as the pick up to measure 5 through measure 8, except it just has 1 extra note at the end. So that shows you that you have a bunch of parts that are very similar. So we would call this an A, B, A form because you have part A and part A again, even though it's a little bit different. And then you have a part that's different, and then you have the first part again. So let's just go over that first part because I know that you guys can practice this way on your own. So first we did the notes. Now we're going to play the notes. So you can pluck them or you can bow them, your choice. But we're not worrying about the rhythm or the bowing yet. Okay, so D, E, F sharp, A, B, A, F sharp, D, E, F sharp, E, D, E. Okay, so it's a good idea when you're practicing new music to stop when you get to a rest and do that section again because that shows you that's kind of a division of sections. Not always, but if it's about 4 measures, that's a good sign that that's a good place to stop. Okay, so let's clap the rhythm for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and rest, and then you start on beat 4 again. All right, so let's try that with the bow. 1, and 2, and 3, and. So practice that until you get comfortable with it. And this is how the whole thing is going to sound all together once you learn all the parts. 1, 2, 3. there aren't any slurs in here, but there are some bow circles. So whenever you get to a rest or a comma, it's a good thing to check what the next bow is, because it may mean that you need to do a bow circle. It might not. And there is one spot in here where we actually have to do a backwards bow circle. So if you look a little more than halfway through the second line, there are 2 G half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're ending up with the frog there, and we have a rest, and then we have another. So practice doing a bow circle from the frog to the middle, and then play a B, and then do it again. Do that a couple times. Okay, so that's kind of different. And then the last step, once you get the bowing, is to put in the dynamics. So look at where you're loud at the beginning, and then medium quiet for the second line, and then loud for that B part that's different, and then medium quiet getting to nice and strong at the end. So those are your book pieces for this week. And then you're also going to make sure you do that worksheet for me, and then we're going to add the second line of Go Tell Aunt Rhody too. So happy practicing.